Hello everyone. Today I am going to start with the next topic of chapter respiration, that is respiration in plants. In today's lecture we are going to study about respiration in plants and respiration in roots in detail. So children, first of all, what is photosynthesis? Photo means light and synthesis means to prepare. So photosynthesis is defined as a process in which green plants prepare food with the help of carbon dioxide and water and in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Children, we have already studied about the process of respiration. Respiration is defined as a process of oxidation of food to release energy. Children, photosynthesis and respiration are antagonistic and complementary to each other. The word antagonistic means opposite and complementary means both the processes work together to benefit each other, that is, both the processes support each other. So, the end products of photosynthesis, that are glucose and oxygen, are utilized as raw material for the process of respiration, and the end products of respiration, that are carbon dioxide and water, are utilized as raw material for the process of photosynthesis. In this way, we can say that photosynthesis and respiration are antagonistic and complementary to each other. Now children, during daytime, sunlight is available and plants prepare food in the form of glucose. The rate at which glucose is synthesized, it is not utilized at the same rate. So, excess of glucose is stored in the form of a complex carbohydrate called starch. So during night time, we know no sunlight is available, so the plants are not able to prepare their food. So during night time, the stored starch is converted into sucrose, and this sucrose is translocated to different plant parts through conducting tissue called phloem. Now what is phloem? Actually, in plants there are two conducting tissues. One is xylem and another one is phloem. Through xylem, water and minerals are translocated to all the parts of the plant, and through phloem, food is translocated to all the parts of the plant. So, sucrose is translocated to different plant parts through this phloem, and sucrose breaks down into two molecules of glucose, and each molecule of glucose undergoes oxidation and results in the formation of carbon dioxide and energy. Now children, there is a question that why it is not advisable to sleep under a tree during night time. We have studied right now that during night time only respiration occurs in plant. Due to respiration, carbon dioxide is released, and this carbon dioxide is inhaled by a person. It causes suffocation and which may lead to death of a person. So therefore, it is not advisable to sleep under a tree during night time. Now, we know exchange of gases occur in plants. So this exchange occurs by a process called diffusion. Diffusion is defined as a process of movement of particles from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Look at this diagram. This diagram is showing that particles are moving from high concentration to the region of low concentration. So now children, this exchange of gases in plants occurs through lenticels, stomata and intercellular spaces. First of all, what are lenticels? Lenticels are permanent open pores present in the bark of stem, and that allows gases exchange between the atmosphere and internal tissues through periderm. Now what is periderm? Periderm is a group of tissues which replaces the epidermis in plant body. In woody plants, when the tree increases in diameter, the epidermis cracks and is replaced by periderm. Now children, next is stomata. Stomata are defined as minute openings present on the surface of leaf through which exchange of gases takes place. Now look at this diagram. This diagram is representing a stomata. So stomata has two kidney-shaped guard cells, and the guard cells have thick inner wall and thin outer wall. Now these stomata help in exchange of gases. Now next is intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces are the spaces present in between the cells. Now look at this diagram. So many cells are there, and in between the cells the intercellular spaces are present, and through these intercellular spaces exchange of gases occurs. So now children, the roots of a plant take the oxygen required for the respiration from the air present in between the soil particles by diffusion. This we have studied right now. Now how respiration occurs in root. The root here are in contact with the soil, and the oxygen diffuses into the root here and reaches all the other cells of the root for respiration. Now look at this diagram. Children, we know plants have primary root, secondary root and tertiary roots. The outer thin epidermal outgrowth of roots are called root hair. The root hair are in contact with the soil particles, and soil particles have air spaces in between them, and in these air spaces oxygen is present. Oxygen diffuses in root hair and reaches to all parts of the plant, and it is through the root hair only that carbon dioxide diffuses out from the root of the plant. So in this way respiration occurs in root. So children, now there is a question that why land plants die if waterlogged for long time. So we have observed that land plants die if they are waterlogged for a long time. This is because the air between the soil particles surrounding the roots get expelled by water, and fresh atmospheric oxygen required for aerobic respiration is unable to reach the roots. Therefore, the roots undergoes the process of anaerobic respiration, due to which ethyl alcohol is produced, and this ethyl alcohol ultimately kills the plant. So therefore land plants die if they are waterlogged for long time. So children, now you must be able to answer the following question. Why it is not advisable to sleep under a tree at night? Which part of the root is involved in exchange of respiratory gases? What are lenticels? How respiration and photosynthesis are antagonistic and complementary to each other? What is periderm? How respiration occurs in root? So children, this was all about today's lecture. We will continue with the next topic in the next lecture. Kindly do all the terms on your copies and write differences properly on your copies. Thank you so much.